this is Ed's 2006 Mazdaspeed 6. Consider it Mazda's take on the Evo and the STI. So from the factory, this turbo 4-pot made 274 horsepower at the crank. Ed's is full bolt-on with a tune. It now pushes roughly 19 to 21 PSI depending on outside conditions. And boost comes on quick, actually. Extremely quick. It's not really that laggy at all. And it's not that like snap your neck turbo kicking in. It's really subtle and like, it's like, hey, I'm coming on right now. Okay, we're going, we're starting to take off. Hey, we're going now. And it's really nice, actually. It's really responsive. And it pulls nicely. So starting from 2000 RPM, if I push it, by around 2800 RPM, I've hit peak boost. This guy is very peppy. I haven't even pushed it up to the high RPMs yet. At high RPMs, it just sucks you right into the seat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is what turbo cars are about. This engine's made it to a 6-speed. It's really notchy and feels nice and tight. It's kind of reminiscent of a Miata shifter, just not as short. Yeah, driving this car through the canyon is really sedate. I'm going 70 throughout all of this right now, and I don't even notice it. It's really smooth. Everything about it's really smooth. The coilovers on this car are a little bumpy handling though. They kind of bounce you around just a bit. This car wants to push a little more in the front end, especially since a lot of the weight's there. And this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. So the engine's mounted transversely, like you would see in an Evo or just front-wheel drive vehicles in general. And then it has a drive shaft putting power to the rear, and Mazda used a reinforced RX-8 differential in there. And the way it transfers power and splits the torque is very similar to how the GTR does it. It has a wet clutch in between the whole system, and it can deliver up to 50% of the torque to the rear wheels. The GTR is different. It's usually it's gonna be more biased for rear. This is more biased for torque to the front. Man, it just spools quick though. You could be in a corner, just get right into the throttle. There isn't much of a transit response. It's almost ready for you right there. The steering in this car is quick. It just feels vague. Like I don't get any communication with the front axle. I don't know what it's doing. So I gotta really rely on what my butt's feeling right now to make judgment on what to do next in a corner. Seats hold you in nicely. They like to hug you. They're like an old friend who hasn't seen you for a while. The steering wheels, it's okay. It's just like what you'd get in a regular Mazda 6. The shifter's nice though, like I mentioned earlier. It's a comfortable place to be though. And it's not outdated. It still looks nice. It isn't like cutting edge nice where it would compete with a German vehicle on the market. But it's still a nice little subtle thing. It's nothing to complain about here. The gauges are red though. They light up red and they make you feel angry. You just want to pull on everyone. Oh, I'm going to do a 1-2 pull now. I would describe this car as Mazda's Evo. It's so similar. 4-cylinder turbo, all-wheel drive, that makes you angry and wants to pass people, and it makes turbo noises. Yeah, the rear is slow to follow with what the front does, so the front likes to push a little bit more, and eventually the rear end catches up with what the car is doing. The angle I get on the front, the rear never matches it. So you gotta be really smooth driving just to keep out of understeer. But at the limits, this car is gonna have a tendency to understeer more than anything else. But for a big sedan, that's not shocking. That's what you expect. I feel like you get this car because you want an Evo or you want an STI, but you don't want to fall down the same hole everyone else does. You want to do something different. So you get this. You find one of these. They're more unique. They're harder to find. They even have more of a sleeper appeal to them. I'm sure if you left this stock, no one would know what you'd have under it. They think it's another lethargic Mazda 6. But it still looks nice. It's still a car you walk away from, and you still want to look at it. I think my biggest gripe with the car is the brakes. I feel like they'll fade out quickly, and they're really soft. They don't feel like they bite that much. You feel like you gotta really put your foot into the pedal to start stopping. As a fun daily driver though, this would be a really awesome car, especially for taking on long road trips or taking people with you. This makes for a good everything car, especially if you live somewhere where there's snow. You can handle the snow. It splits the torque in between, gives a little more bias to the front wheels usually. So in the snow, that's helpful for getting out of hills, stuff like that, etc. Ed's actually taken this car up into the canyon on dirt roads when they're covered in snow and driving around, no big deal. For what this car is and for what this car does, if you want something unique but you don't want to fall into the same telltale story of Evo and STI owners, I would highly look at the Mazda 6. Look for one of these and cherish them, because they're going to be rare. They only made them for a few years. I don't think they're ever coming back. They only came with a 6-speed. It's an Enthusiast car right here. Anyway guys, if you guys like this review, hit the like button. If you like car reviews, you like car videos, go ahead and subscribe. If not, I don't have a gun to your head, so yeah, thanks for watching.